Hello, welcome back. We are unfortunately still without sound, so I am still doing the voiceover, but it's fixed by the next video, so it'll be alright. As you can see from the map, we have got quest objectives literally everywhere, so we're gonna set off and we're gonna see what we can find. It's one of those usual cases with the World of Warcraft where you run out and you pretty much have a quest for killing everything you see. So I still have a cold, I apologize.
Well met.
So we're gonna go and we're gonna learn our trade skills, so we're gonna get skinny.
Watch over you.
So that means we can, as it says, skin the creatures that we kill, and in this area there's gonna be quite a bit. And you need to also buy a skinning knife. If you don't have one, you can't do skinning, so gotta make sure we don't sell that. And this is when I figured out that actually I have to click that map to actually start the quest from the item. So we now have to run all the way back to hand that in the start zone, but that's alright, because as you can see, everywhere we go, we have a quest for something. So plenty to do. Now, as you can see, you can actually get failed attempts at gathering skills now, so you might not actually get the leather in your first skinning attempt, but just keep going, you'll get there, and you'll get a skill point for it. And miraculously we managed to see this here cone, because as mentioned before, they don't glow or anything here. The quest items, they can be very, very hard to see, so unless you sort of know what you're looking for, it can be quite problematic.
I need to get closer.
So another thing I would like to have is a little companion pet. I think they were there in Classic, they were certainly there in Burning Crusade, but the problem with them is that they do take up a bag slot, and so does your mounts, I believe. They don't have like the separate interface where they don't take up any slots. So I will probably, you know, only be having one of each, and which is a bit sad because I really love to collect pets and mounts. That's the kind of gameplay I do these days. I don't have time to be a hardcore raider anymore or any of that, so I like to play very casually. I like to trade skill, and I do love to collect pets, mounts and transmogs, none of which are here, so it'll be slightly challenging for me, I think, to play without those, but either way, there's, I mean, lots of other interesting things in the game as well. There's a reason we got sucked in back 20 years ago. So, but I guess I will probably end up obsessing a bit about collecting pets for the hunter, like hunter pets. I think, again, we are quite limited as to how many we can have in this one. Is it 5 maybe, something like that? I know you can't have like an unlimited amount of hunter pets, and I like to try to find slightly rare ones. I did have the lion from the tree outside of Ratchet, which I will probably camp out for again. I had Loch Nahak, which is a spirit beast, so that won't be possible here though. But yeah, so we'll see what we can find. I think there's one from a quest in the barracks as well that you can only tame while you are on the quest, so we'll get that as well. Yeah, we like to have slightly difficult to get pets. I like a little bit of a challenge. But for now we are just too low to really worry about anything. We need to get ourselves as quickly as possible to level 10. So we can start collecting pets and looking into a talent tree. And again, with the talent tree, I do believe that you can't just change them anywhere. I think you have to pay at an NPC in the capital cities or something to change your talents. So again, we need to sort of think about how we do our build. I might go and do a bit of research because I don't really remember much of how they should be to be optimized. I'm gonna go Beastmaster. That's what I always do because I like to have the pets, collect the pets. That's my favorite part of the hunter. But yeah, for now, here we are on our own again. Here we are on our very first encounter of death. Oh, yeah, that did not go well. So of course we have to now run and be a ghost and try to find our body somewhere. It's on the map, thankfully, so we know where we're going. It has been blissfully death-free so far, so I think it's okay. I'm not embarrassed. Yeah, and also I am not the quickest in terms of movement. I have arthritis in my hands, so that's another reason I don't really do hardcore raiding and things anymore. I'm just not able to move quickly enough, turn quick enough and all that. But for the type of gameplay I enjoy, it's absolutely fine. And I do this odd mix of keyboard running, mouse running, short keys and clicking. It's a mess, but it works for me. So yeah, if I remember correctly, if you are a Alliance Night Elf, you are a little wisp when you are dead, which is really cute. But I think they are the only race who has like a unique death animation going on. So, and I have obviously I do play both factions. I favor the Horde. I've always favored the Horde. I feel like they just work better with my personality. I think I also like the stories better. I find the Alliance is just a little bit too cutesy for me. And I would never play human. That's the one race I don't play because I play human all day, every day. And when I want to escape being human, I'm not going to be human. So, but I've played pretty much all the other races. I haven't actually played the newest race, the Dornagold dwarfs. I can't quite remember what they're called, the one with the crystals on them. I can make them now, so I probably will. But I just tend to prefer the Horde zones and the characters. My absolute favorite is the Undead, which is what my main is. She's an Undead Mage. I think they have an excellent sense of humor. They're very dry, very sarcastic, and I love them. I also really like the little gnomes on the Alliance side. They are also really fun. So yeah, I am not, obsessed with either one faction per se. I am happy to play them both. But I cannot abide the starting zones outside of Stormwind, Westfall and all that. It is so depressing. And I didn't want to do another Night Elf because I've played that zone so many times. I've played it to death. So I literally just wanted a zone that I haven't played
I'm out of range.
to death before. So I figured Moldor is a good one. I have obviously been through the Barrens a lot, the dreaded Barrens chat and all that. But it's been a very long time since I actually leveled a character through there, and I certainly can't remember much of it before the Cataclysm. I remember the look of it, and Mancrick's wife. We gotta go help him. We gotta go help Mancrick. But yeah, so it's one of the reasons we are here is simply because it's somewhere I haven't been too much before, and it's been a long time. So, and it's spring outside, although it's raining on and off. We are in the UK after all, but it's a nice area to be in around springtime. So hopefully you'll enjoy it too. And I will not be nattering too much. I think I'll try not to.
It's too far away.
So we've now ran all the way back to the Red Cloud Mesa where we started off, just so we could hand in that quest with the map that I stupidly hadn't activated earlier on. So I didn't get to hand it in the order we were supposed to be doing it. So we're now backtracking a bit, just so we can get that cleared. Hopefully it's not going to give us another quest chain to do up here, but we will see what happens.
Pale.
It's quite important to remember to sell your grey loot as often as possible, and in my case, buy some ammo, because you will run out of backspace really quickly. So if you don't have, if you haven't unlooted at the vendor, you're going to have to just delete things maybe, and you're losing out on precious money that you're going to need. Because this is not like retail. You are not going to be able to buy everything you want.
Greetings.
You might not even be able to
We
buy
shall
all your
live.
skills and spells and ammo when you want to. So
How
again,
may
just
I aid
make
you?
sure to loot everything. It's not going to come in the post here. That doesn't happen.
Be careful.
And as you can see here, we are just short because we bought a lot of ammo. We didn't think to get our skills first. So we're going to have to go back and see if we
How
can
may
sell
I
somewhat
aid you?
else. And that'll give us enough silvers that we can buy the last skill, which would be nice. So we're selling the
Be
ruined
careful.
leather scraps, even though they are leatherworking things, because those are just for the leather workers really to skill up on by combining them into leather, if I remember correctly. So
Peace, friend.
we don't really need them. And I think I'm going to just
Go in peace.
go to the auction house and sell off leather and herbs, just so I can be able to maybe afford my mounts and things, because that's going to be a really difficult one. I remember they are quite expensive. And I remember back in the day when I was playing, when I had my very first gold, like one whole gold, I was ecstatic. It had taken a long time. So yeah, it's really not like in retail. And again, we have some new spells, so we are putting them to our action bars. Again, they don't do this on their own. You have to go and check, make sure that all the spells you want on your bars are actually there. And when you train a higher level, you're going to have to go and replace them to your action bar as well. So otherwise you're going to run around and be using low level spells, which is not very useful. So yeah, it's a lot more to think about than there is in retail.
Charging.
I really, really hope that we can figure out where to train the bows quite soon. I might just have to cheat and go to Wowhead. If you're not familiar, wowhead.com is the best resource out there for anything World of Warcraft related. And you also have Icy Veins for built-in skills and things. And there's a web page for the hunter pets, and there's one for the mounts. You know, there are many good websites. I will put some in the description, some links to my favorite ones. But yeah, because just the sound of the gun is really loud. And also I don't think it works with the character. I mean, they're very sort of Native American type characters, and I think a nice quiet bow and arrow would make a lot more sense than these noisy guns. I feel the guns are more for like gnomes and things, although I don't think gnomes can be hunters yet. So yeah, that's another thing I didn't mention at the start when I was making my character, is you can't pick any race and class combination. And in Classic you can't be a paladin if you're Horde, and you can't be a shaman if you are Alliance. So it's all, I think it's only humans that do the paladins and the orcs that do the shaman at this point. So again, you are quite limited. So for the hunter, I could either be troll, orc, or Tauren. And I didn't really fancy any of the others. I just think, you know, the Taurens are really cute. Well, the male ones anyways. The females are very disturbing. So, but yeah, you are much more limited in your race and class combinations than you are in retail. And Blood Elves did not happen until the Burning Crusade, and same with the Draenei, also known as Space Goats. They were introduced with the first expansion pack, which, as mentioned, that was when I started playing. So my very first character was Blood Elf Warlock. Then I played Blood Elf Priest, until finally landing on my Undead Mage, which I have been absolutely obsessed with since. So that is my favorite. And I'm not one of those who will change my main depending on who does the most damage in what expansion. I won't change my spec. She is arcane. She will always be an arcane mage. I don't have to be the number one DPS on the meters. I just want to play the character that I like and know, and I have this whole personality for her in my head. So so that's how that goes. But I have maxed out pretty much every class in the game with the exception of warrior. And I'm still a bit salty about how the Alliance got the Worgen. Because I absolutely love the Worgen and the storyline and the starting zone. It's fantastic. Also really like the goblins, again the funniest starting area ever. And I actually changed my Blood Elf Priest to a goblin when we got the goblins. I can't quite remember, was there Cataclysm possibly? And I changed also my Blood Elf Hunter to a goblin. So yeah, I started out wanting to have the cute elven characters to just wanting characters with a lot of personality and humor. I am too old to really bother with having a sexy character. I absolutely detest slutmogs unless they're on a male goblin or something. Done with humor. Male Tauren, yeah, maybe. But yeah, I feel, you know, it would be disrespectful to my character to put her in like a skimpy bikini. I mean, she's a fierce mage. Come on now. I also tend to put her in trousers because I mean, you don't run around in the forest and mountains and things in a robe. It would be awful. We have different transmogs for parading around town versus questing and things like that, because I do love transmogs. I don't actually roleplay one might think so, because I do prefer roleplay rounds and things, but it's just a case of I want immersion when I'm playing, and I feel if you're on the regular rounds, people will have stupid names and there will be a lot of stupid chatter, whereas on the roleplay round, people are generally nicer, and you know, if they're in character, I will respond in character as well if they talk to me and things. Yeah.
I need more mana. I need to get closer. I can't keep Inventory is full.
We found the cave with all these gnolls inside. Gnolls are a bit like murlocs as well. There's never just one. They will call their buddies, and they can be an absolute nightmare. They see you from far away, so you have to be quite careful around these guys as well. If you're playing Alliance, you will see quite a few of these, including their big baddie called Hogger, which is in Edland Forest, I think. Maybe we'll go kill him for fun when we are of higher level. But that would be on the other continent as well. That's another thing, like, you can't really get around as easily. So I'll need to get myself to the other continent at some point. And if you want to cross, because I want to be going to the southern bit, I have forgotten what it's called now, down south with all the pirates,
That smell isn't yet.
with the jungle and all of that, which I think is on the other continent. I might be wrong. I'm getting a little bit confused with that now, but either way, what I do remember, what I was getting at, is to cross, not Kalimdor, but the other one, you have to go through the Alliance zones and their tunnels and everything. It is a very difficult run if you are of low level. You will get murdered by high level NPCs. You know, it's an absolute challenge, and it is a lot of fun. So at some point when we are high enough level to try to attempt it, where we won't just get completely one-shotted, we will be doing that and recording it, so that'll be fun.
It's too far away. Inventory is full. I can't loot that right now. I can't carry anymore. That's still charging. I can't cast that yet. My mind is low. That's still recharging. Not enough mana. Inventory is full.
So we're back in the village. Gonna have a little bit of a look around in case we missed any important NPCs. And we're gonna get our first aid, very important skill. Bandages are much the key to survival sometimes,
Winds
so
be
it's
at
good
your
to
back.
have a little look around. So we do have some completed quests, so
What brings you here?
get them handed in. Some new quests.
Be at your back.
Get some new type of ammo, that's nice. And now we're gonna have to go
Be
and
careful.
deal with some dwarfs. And we are now level 7, so we got 3 to go until we can actually get
Greetings,
our pets and
traveler.
everything, so that'll be good.
Ancestors watch over you. We shall meet again. May the eternal sun shine upon thee. Ah, I have just the thing for you. Go in peace. Hail. Goodbye.
I have just the thing for you. Goodbye.
Right, so when you get your first pet, you're gonna need the pet trainer
I've
here.
been expecting you.
And because again, you have to actually pay for skills for your pet and you've got to train them all up.
Walk with the
So,
Earth Mother.
Again,
What
you're gonna
brings you
need
here?
a lot of money for a lot of things. And you've got a hunter trainer here. Again, there's nothing new, nothing interesting. But there's a lot of stuff you can learn. So yeah, save up all your money, grab all your loot, sell all your trash. We're gonna take on fishing at some point. It's currently not worth the money to do it. I'm gonna do fishing and cooking probably together. There's a good guide for that somewhere, I know. I'll see if I can find and link it, where you can just level up both things as you go. I'm pretty sure that would work still back in the classic era. So we're trying to find the well and things like that for our quests. Still a lot of quests on our list, which is good. I fear we will reach a point where we have no more quests left to do that we can do. They will be all too high level, and that's the point where you're gonna have to start grinding and things like that. You might have noticed we don't get any skill ups for gathering in Classic, so you can't level up from picking herbs and things like that. It only gives you skill points. It doesn't give you any experience whatsoever. I guess many people will use dungeons as a way to level up. I tend to play the game very much as a solo player. I'm not too keen on playing in groups. I think I might have mentioned before. I find it very hard to try to keep up with other people. I'll play with my bestie. When we play, we often just do our own thing, and then we queue for groups and or go into delves together, things like that. But to just run around and do quests with other people, it's especially if it's more than one person, I find incredibly stressful. So I just like to toddle about on my own, and I will often pause the game and go do something else and come back, or I will do crafting and gaming at the same time. And so I'm not the best for party play. To be fair, I will focus if we're in doing something specific, like I said, like a dungeon or looking for raid or a delve or something like that. But I'm the same in real life, I guess. I've always been a bit of an introverted person. But we found this here well that we were looking for, where we have these well stones. Of course, it is crawling with goblins.
I'm out of
So the
range.
thing with the goblins are they are not our friends when they're in the venture company and things like that. But further in, I think it was with Cataclysm, they became a playable race for the Horde, so they are our friends. But yeah, there are several cartels, which when you get to the war within, you will learn all about that stuff. It's quite fun. I'm currently on my main running around in the Goblin Town, which is got really cool jazzy music, and it's a vibe.
I need to get closer.
Now, I'm going to use a little bit of editing magic and just cut the video a bit shorter, because what's happening now is just running around and killing lots and lots of wolves and birds and, very samey things. So we're just going to skip ahead a little bit, just to make things go a little bit quicker. We found the dwarves, but they are a little bit high level for us. Might be a bit soon to start fighting these, so we might come back for that later, I think. We'll try it on and see how it goes.
Inventory is full.
And of course our inventory is full, as always. And there's a herb now. Again, as you can see, they are not very visible, not glowy and sparkly like they are in retail. And also, we haven't actually been able to train herbalism yet, so we're gonna leave that for now.
Jerry anymore.
I mean, it does feel a bit bad to just be shooting them in the back when they're running away like that, when they're humanoids, you know, but it is what it is. So here's a familiar sight. I had completely forgotten that the Darkmoon Fair used to be here. Obviously, this requires a bit of exploring. I've always been a fan of the Darkmoon Fair. I love the Darkmoon Island. I only wish that they would change up the gathering quests and stuff a bit. It's just, you know, very repetitive, same thing every time. The Darkmoon Island, it has enormous potential that's not used.
Right.
So, okay, I remember this. You can hand in stuff you pick up, like
Hello.
loot things, to these,
Have a good one.
and things
See
you've
you
crafted,
around.
I think, yeah, things like that. So the old Darkmoon Fair was basically just sort of a trade-off. I do have a memory about something with a frog. I wonder if that was here or just later.
Yo,
Um,
be good.
Yeah, and you can
Have
get
a good
tickets for things. Can't quite remember what you would use them for back in the day, though. A few vendors, food, and things like that.
How?
So of course they've got sort of unique types of food that you don't get elsewhere, I believe. We can sell our loot, which is good. So again, you know, always these full bags. Such a nuisance. We want to get ourselves up to Thunderbluff to the bank, where I'd like to put at least everything I can use for cooking, because at some point we're going to level up cooking. I'm going to do it side by side with fishing, but even so, you might be able to sneak in some extra quick points by using things you've picked up, so it could be quite helpful. Yeah, so let's carry on exploring the Darkmoon Fair vintage version.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
What you want? Stay away from the voodoo.
Speak quickly. Trust no one.
Glory to the Horde. Go forth to
I
victory.
do remember there's something with this frog, the jub thingy. I wonder if we're supposed... Did we throw some food at him or something? There was something about him. I'm gonna have to investigate this as well. I wonder if you... I mean, I know I have him as a pet on my main, but I can't remember if I got him here or on the Darkmoon Island, when he was actually turned into a pet. So we'll see. But for now, let's see if we can find the rest of our quest mobs, which may or may not be our level yet. I mean, they're all yellow. We're okay so far. seeing as we are just by Thunder Bluff, which is, you know, the capital for the Tauren main city, I am going to head up there, use my bank, have a look around, see if I can find the trainer for weaponry. Oh, and these lifts. Yeah, you can you gotta be careful with these lifts. You can fall off and all sorts. So let's go up to Thunder Bluff. See what we can find up here of useful things. It is, you know, it's a nice little city. Oh, look, we got quests as well. It always makes me
just the thing for
yeah,
you.
makes me think of Native Americans. So we can buy some small bags here as well. They are quite expensive. Like, as you can see, we have 6 silver. We could buy one for 5. I'm gonna wait and maybe see if I can get a slightly bigger one. I mean, if you are very lucky, some might drop, but they do not drop often. It's few and far between the bag drops, to be fair, and they're never really as good as the ones you make by trade skill. So I always have like tailoring. I can always make my own bags. They used to be very hard to make. Now they're not so hard. So this is something to do with PvP, I believe. These signets here. So I'm not going to worry about those. We found the bank, so let's go in and let's put some cooking things in the bank. At least the first tab is free, so you have a little bit of leeway there to put things out of your bags. So I'm gonna put the wolf meat and the eggs in there. I don't really have enough leather and things to worry about putting it in there now. And also I think I'm just gonna go put them at the auction house as I get full stacks. I think 20 is a stack here. Of course, stacks have since been increased enormously because we would run around with bags full of trade things. Oh, look, there's a forge, which I will need later.
What brings you
Let's
here?
check out all the quests we got here. Again, harpies are vicious creatures.
Ancestors watch over you.
So we've gathered all the quests, we've been to the bank, we're just gonna have a little look around, see if we can find the weapon master, train some herbalism and things like that. Thunder Bluff is, for me, a little bit complicated to maneuver. I can never really remember what's on which rise. So I frequently get myself lost in Thunder Bluff, but we'll see how it goes. So let's explore.
Well met.
Goodbye.
So for this one, we already
Ancestors
have the leather, so we can just get ourselves a nice upgraded armor piece while we are here, and we can see this one gives us the biggest upgrade, so we'll go with the gloves.
I have just the thing for you. Farewell.
So, and we're also going to just make bandages from all the linen we've collected. Bandages really can save your ass, so they are good to have. And you do pick up cloth pretty much everywhere. There's a humanoid creature to fight, so usually you should have plenty to do your bandages and things if you're not also doing tailoring. Like if you're doing tailoring, I would prioritize that first, because that takes a lot of cloth. Not so much in retail these days, but back in the day it used to be, you needed to make quite a lot of stuff.
Looking for something special? May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
So it's time to add some more action bars. So you just go into your menu and you just tick how many you need. I like to have mine visible at all times, and I have sort of a system as to where I put what on my action bars. So just tidy up a bit, organize things, and there we have it.
The winds guide you. May the eternal sun shine
You
upon
wish to speak? May the eternal sun shine upon you.
What brings you here?
So we're gonna ask the Bluff Watchers where we can find the Weapon Master,
Goodbye.
and they will then put it on our map so we know where we are going. You see the little red flag, that's where we need to be. So I'm going to see if they can train me in bows,
Looking
which
for something special?
is what I want. I want to have a quieter weapon.
May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
So we've been told it's on the lower rise. I'm gonna go up and get the flight path. I have forgotten that the capital city ones you already have,
How
so
may
you
I
don't
aid
actually
you?
need to activate them.
Ancestors watch over you.
But it's nice to check anyway. So yeah, always activate your flight paths. If you see one, always click it, because you are going to need them later on. If you're missing one in between two, then you might be stuck, because there aren't as many flight paths as there is in retail. There is a lot fewer. So make it, almost religiously go find the flight paths in every area you're in, click activate, make sure you've got them. So we're looking at weapon training, and all we can find is staves. And as a hunter, I am not particularly bothered with staves. I might be wrong, but especially at this point where I seem to be meleeing quite a bit because I don't have a pet yet, I don't think staves is anything I need to waste money on yet. Maybe later on I'll go train it, but at this point we are not rich, so we're going to prioritize what we actually need. So, and I have a bow that I've picked up. I mean, it's just a grey one, but it is a bow, so if I can find the trainer, at least I have something to start off with. Maybe by then I'll find a better one, who knows. So just having a look. So we're in Kalimdor. The other continent is obviously Eastern Kingdom, I remember now. And the place with all the dinos. There's Strangleton Vale. We want to go to Strangleton Vale at some point over on the Eastern Kingdoms. But for now, I think this is a good place to call it. Hopefully next video the microphone will be back working, so I don't have to do this retrospect overlay voice. So yeah, until next time, Loktar Ogar.